ಮಾತರಿಗಳ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಎನ್ನ ಪುದರ್ ಗ್ಲೆನ್ ರೆಬೆಲ್ಲೋ ಪಂದ್ ಯಾನಿತ್ತೆ 18 years and ಇತ್ತೆ ಯಾನ ನಿಟ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಂತಂದಲ್ಲೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದಿದೆ ದುಂಬ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಟು 10th ಯಾನ ಸೈಂಟ್ ಲಾರೆನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಲ್ದಿತ್ತೆ ಮುಡ್ಬೆಳ್ಳೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವು ಆಯ್ಬಕ್ಕ ಎನ್ನ PCM ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಯಾನ ಮುಡ್ಬೆಳ್ಳೆ ಸೈಂಟ್ ಲಾರೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೀ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಟಲ್ಸ್ ಪೂರ ಕೊಡ್ತೇರು ಡ್ರೋನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಡ್ರೋನಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟಫ್. ಬಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಡ್ರೋನ್ ವಾಸನ್ ಮೈ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಮುಂದೆ ದುಮ್ ಯಾನ ಗ್ರೇಡ್ 3 ಮುಟ್ಟ ಕೀಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್ 3 ಮುಟ್ಟ ಮಂತೆ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಫಿಲಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು Trinity College of London. So apart from this, I'm a keyboardist, and also I was more into currency collection. So until 8th mutta in a hobby onje ittan, that is radde ittan. One is playing keyboards and other is collecting currency. So I have like about 2,000 different coins and 2,500 stamps and like more than 200 notes from 150 different countries. So this was my earlier interest, and slowly that fascination was there for the flying. Okay, so nama Catholics, like coastal Catholics, pretty much from every home there will be one guy who will be in like Gulf. Okay, so every time from my even from my distant relatives, ಏನನ್ನ ಬರ್ಪೇರ್ ಪಣ್ಣಾಂಡ ದುಬೈ ದ ಬಾರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನ, every time I used to go to airport, not because they are coming, it's to see the aircrafts. And I wasn't leaving. ಯಾನ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಬರ್ಪುಣತ್ತೆ. So batti bokka aw take off anamutta I never left the airport until then. Like I need to see an aircraft taking off and then I'll come back. So that passion was there for flying. And then back in 2016 nama ee wedding set pura drones pura fly manpena on the trend button. Like every wedding used to have a drone flying around, and most of the time instead of sitting back and enjoying the function, I used to be like hanging around with the drone pilot, like in up and all that stuff, because that passion for flying was there. And initially I wanted to be a pilot. Okay, very early in the age I wanted to be a scientist, but then like coming up to the high school is like, oh fuck, science is not happening. So I was like we'll do pilot. Like 10th I book 12th we'll do PCM and then go on to the flying this thing. And then coming growing up I understood piloting like the CPL the commercial pilot licensing is not the cup of our tea. Arranging a crore and putting it, that wasn't happening. And then this drones thing happened. Okay, again here also the mudda was same. I'll be called as a pilot. So to anyone who flies RC planes and stuff, they're called pilot. So my tag will be there, no pilot mara. Okay, so that tag will be there. And again this was like something I liked doing, like photography and all was happening. So I got into this slightly. So initially what happened, panda DJI drones mataitan. Okay, so that is what I wanted, but afford man pare inka ondittichi, and the prices back then were like 1.5 lakh rupees for a DJI Phantom 4 Pro. And I was like, why can't I do something like cheaper segment? The application would be same, flying it and taking good aerial shots and all, but why can't I do something like which will be in the budget? So Google research man start mante, and going across this I found on YouTube that there is something called DJI F450. 450 panda, 450 is just the wheelbase, the size of this thing, and it's called F450 because it's not kind of what you call a consumer grade electronic. It's something that you build on your own. You'll have to buy motors, buy flight controllers, all the different stuff. You'll have to build it on your own. And the cost, which I had assumed would be somewhere around 30 to 35,000. Okay, so that was the actual building cost. But I never knew, how many attempts it's gonna take for me to build that thing. ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಪಾಗ ಏನು ಅನ್ಪಂಡ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಐ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ a lot of funding. Scholarship the ಕಾಸ್ ಪೂರ ಇತ್ತಂಡ ಬಟ್ I was never allowed to withdraw it. Okay, so anchi like I just said, and like I spent like 10,000-15,000 from my own pocket, and rest of the money I have my godfather. Okay, so godfather he was in London, so I told him, see all this, like no one at home knew about this. I message padi like ಒಂದೊಂದು ಮೋಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಒಂಜಿ ಕನ್ಪಾತ್ ಕೊರ್ಪಾರ. Okay, then he was like, okay, I'll do it. So our kordu, like I built my first drone, but that what happened, no, ನಮ್ಮ DC da, okay, AC is like reversible. If your positive and negative is like interchange, nothing is going to happen. But DC is not that way. Once you cross that 11.1 volt ka mark, if you put it reverse, everything is going to blow. The same thing happened. I put up everything, like everything is set to go. I plugged in the bat and like poof, it's gone. Okay, so that was my first failure. Like the setup was like 30,000-35,000, but due to that one mistake I had literally lost like paths of about 18,000-20,000. Open aw ibaka onte demotivation battend. Okay, so baka that was in 9th and first build and monthini 9th drone said. Okay, aw ibaka 10th batten, and 10th you know right how panda like 10th bani gudle that this thing would be there. 10th did fail and life is gone. Okay, so illadla onde like it was a strict environment. Okay, so I had to pack everything up and put up in the shelves. Okay, so 10th a full year andala muttinage. Okay, but it's not like I was physically not doing anything, but mind was still there, and more than even in classes idla. Okay, what if I do this instead of solving math problems? I was more into like putting calculations. So how much is my next build gonna cost me, and what if I screw up things? So ancha puraitan. So 10th whole year was more of a R&D, but still our confidence 10th I could like I remember April 7th was our last exam. That was social science. After one exam was done, evening by 5 I came back to call my stuff down, and I got back into it. So yeah, first build it was gone, and the second build I started it, and still I wasn't that confident. And ನಮ್ಮ ಇದು ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಪೂರ ಓಪನ್ ಆತೆ, ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಫೋರಮ್ಸ್ ಪೂರ ಓಪನ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ DJI F450 ಓನರ್ಸ್ ಪಣ್ಣೊಂಜಿತ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಡ್ ಆ ಕ್ರೇಜ್ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಅಪ್ಪಗ ಐತೆ ಇತ್ತೇ ಬರೋದುಂಡು, ಬಟ್ ಅಪ್ಪಗ ಕಸ್ಟಮ್ ಡ್ರೋನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಪನು ಅವು ಪೂರ ಕ್ರೇಜ್ ಇತ್ತಿಜ್ಜಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಕುಡಂಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಎನಿವನ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ who could guide me. So I just posted up a message in their group ki I'm building this drone, can someone help me out? So there was someone called Ash Carter. So he was from UK. Okay, he was from London. So our pioneer, I'll help you out. Okay, and it was like it was my second build, and I didn't want to screw it up. So I was so underconfident. So our online call, but I was every day I was waiting for his call, video call. Okay, so he should come on video call, then he should teach me like this paths are going to go here. Okay, you'll have to program it this way and all that stuff. Okay, so appa gonji difference enite anpanda time zone difference itpun. Okay, so when I wake up it's like midnight for him, and in the evening when it's like 5-6ish it's morning. Okay, and his free time used to be like so morning he was a worker, he was working. So evening 11 bokka are in a free time. Okay, and here it's like for us it's 11. Okay, and that too studies the major 11 like usually like all my friends used to sleep and all, no, and even at home they used to say pura like jeppanaga like you wake up at yeah, when the whole world sleep you wake up. Okay, so that is how it used to be. So apaga struggle month like after like 1 month of struggle, May 15th again in the first flight month ini. Okay, but then again that avanji ಏನು ಅನ್ಪಂಡ like everything was good, complete drone was ready, everything was good, and it was like I told you, it was at night. Okay, he used to teach me at night, and on 14th of May 14th of 2018 it was completely done, and that guy told me wake up to like go and sleep now, wake up tomorrow morning and flight. Okay, so appaga mate like little drizzle used to be there, like it used to be raining, and I was waiting for the rain to stop like at night, and then at one point it just stopped. Okay, and I plugged in the battery, I started flying it. I was like first of all full mulpane in our yard only I flew. So what happened, fly manpanaga suddenly it rained, and again everything short circuited, boom. So that was my second failure. Okay, so after that I was like totally mind was like screwed up. So avai baka diye ulai. Okay, 1 week nothing, and then again convinced at home, see, I need to do this. Okay, earlier what you should say, no, my mom used to say, okay, कि पूरा अंच पूरा गुल ड्रोन बिल्ड मन पर इतना इतरतो पूरा इंजीनियर्स दंगल पूरा मन तिप okay like they everyone would have done if at all it was so easy to build a drone, everyone would have done. Okay, she used to be like, every time she used to like, you're just spoiling the money, you're just overspending. So like I told mom, see, it flew once, no, which means there is a way I can still again fly it. The only thing is I don't have to do that dumb mistake again of flying it in the rain. Okay, so anchane 1 week aibaka kuda, like I ordered all the parts from all different websites, I built it again and it flew. So that was my first build, and the first build was done in somewhere around May end of 2018. So that is how I got into it. So initially it was a passion for flying, and then slowly it came to like like building drones again, because it was related with flying. I got into it. I don't really have an inspiration for building drones, because right now building drones has become like hobby. Panda mulpane nama Udupi Kudlode we have 6-7 people drone build manama we can flying proper. But if you ask me for inspiration like in the drones, then I'd call Johnny FPV. Okay, so Johnny FPV panda he's a FPV cinematographer. So this is what you call an FPV drone. Okay, this is a Cinewoop, this is a 5-inch FPV drone. So difference ena panda nama normal drones ಏನು ಒಪ್ಪುಂಡು DJI da nama wedding set pura ತೂಪತ್ತೆ. So that is like a slow cruiser, avinche povundu like very slow 60 maximum at 60 kilometers an hour, baka erna camera angle pura fixed adu. Whereas this thing is not that way. So this is a completely custom built drone. Okay, enna preferential motors, enna preferential motherboards, everything. Okay, so unde enche open panda, here you have 360-degree freedom of movement. DJI panda like normal move out incha, like you don't have that much of freedom, you cannot do crazy tricks and all. Whereas this one can like do flips, okay, fly inverted, do rolls, ene bodana manpali, you can fly it as you want. Okay, so this is the FPV drone. So undete itortu mutta unen just onji hobby, as a hobby pursue mantanite mas jana. But itte now people are introducing this to filmmaking. Okay, so movies at pura nama DJI drones eno undatte, so that can max at 60-65 kilometers an hour speed, but these things can go crazy fast. 150-180 kilometer per hour the speed popun. So nama super cars pura enopun movies chase shots pura opunante. So with this thing you can fly it with ease, banda struggle man pannej. Okay, it's really easy. So conventionally drones race use mantanditta first, but now it has shifted like racing la ondu pundu Indian drone racing league ideal panda ondu pundu, baka world like international level tour ponda DRL pandu pundu drone racing league. So they every year they have this competition, and whoever comes on the first place of the leaderboard, no, they get $1 million every year. So it's like a huge sport right now. It's a proper sport in a level ki kali is not like kali community day rulle ragale matra gottupunat. So ESPN, no, that sports channel, so they are doing the live broadcast. Okay, every year it's a huge thing. Like the tracks, no, every year they go to exotic locations. So 2017 it was in this thing Dubai Reef, it was there. Okay, and that entire track was itself $2 million. It costed them $2 million to build, and again the funding and all that they have, no, it's crazy. They fly these races happen in night, and it's like you can call it like the F1 of drones, Formula 1 of drones. Okay, so that is how it is. So it essentially as a racing drone by the market inchina pura a hobby, but right now it's shifting more to more to the cinematic side. So India nama DJI pilots must jana uller, okay, fly manpnagol photographic pura, but FPV there are very few pilots who do it as filmmaking. So I'm trying to be one of the best guys in the FPV cinematography in India. So as an inspiration I have taken Johnny FPV, crazy guy, you should check him out, Johnny FPV on Instagram and YouTube. So I'm trying to be like him, yeah, maybe Indian Johnny FPV, soon to be, yeah. So he is my inspiration. So FPV drone rat type undu. Okay, so only 5-inch panpanama. 5-inch is this. 5-inch is basically the size of this propeller. This is 5-inch, so it's called 5-inch. So undi the advantage enapanda, it can chase like high speed footage. This can like easily go, I told you again, 150 to 200 kilometers an hour. Okay, So the capability. And one other thing is you cannot fly indoor fly man parapuch speed indoor fly man tenda pura podi podi adatu. Okay, so this is a 5-inch and then outdoor use manpo nama inch shots I'll show you at the end. Nam tower purayte namen dive manpoli really close to the tower. Suppose this is a tall building, you can dive it like this. Okay, so ancha dive pura manpoli freestyling pura manpoli. Okay, and then there is this guy, this is called a senior whoop, must tiny in a palm inch fit down. And okay, so what this guy can do is indoor shots nama very tight space upon kela one shot takes upon. Okay, suppose movies irponda how do I tell? Okay, kela inch shots upon inside to out. Okay, out to the aerial board upon. Okay, and it needs to be completely one take. Okay, so apaga unde inch use manpali panda if there is a window, there is a small passage. Okay, you can sneak this drone inside. Okay, so a short inch open panda like suppose inside husband and wife are fighting. Okay, and you need to take a reverse shot. Okay, so you know let's imagine this, wife is coming out of kitchen, like you know she's yelling at her husband. Okay, she's yelling full one shot like kitchen into the living room to bedroom. Okay, and then the transition would be a small passage and open atte, it will be very tiny, your cameras cannot go through it, your bigger drones cannot go through it. Okay, but you know she's going to come to the to the bedroom, scream at her husband, and then the drone is gonna get through that passage, get out and take a wide shot outside. So in full take one shot would happen. Okay, so this is what this guy can do. But tight spaces for open, like very tight, you can literally like you know think of any space which is like you know very tiny for a camera rig to get in. Okay, conventional drones for a fly man per aperture, but this guy can go anywhere you want. So yeah, this is a difference. This is more of a outdoor rig made for speed. This is not made for speed, this is more of a cinematic tool. Okay, which can get into tight spaces and like shoot cinematic stuff. So in apaga dinchi FPV panandulle, everyone might be wondering what is this FPV. FPV basically stands for first person view. Okay, so manama normal drones enchupun aven nama onji phone aita live footage nama phone barpun, but this is not that way. Here we have a recording camera, we use a GoPro recording. So undu recording camera, this is our live FPV camera. So undu the footage olpa barpun panda, we will be wearing a goggle like this. Okay, so we'll have a 360-degree goggle which we'll be wearing. So namaku enche feel barpun panda, we are sitting on a drone and we are flying it. So that way anchidna onje feel barpun. So unden TPP panpa, whatever we see in like you know alongside mobile normal drones, alongside the normal screen, they have a line of sight also what's happening, but that is not but in these cases it's not that way. You are wearing goggles and like it will give you a feel that you are sitting on the drone and then you are flying it, actual piloting pandarpun. So I tinch up panda, yeah, there won't be light leak and there won't be anything that is going to distract you. So a high speed la one when you are flying like beyond 100 kilometers an hour, high speed la there won't be anyone to distract you. So you are like you know really focused on what you want, which gap you are hitting. Suppose high speed onji elle gap hit man parittinda. Okay, suppose you are flying with a DJI drone, when you are doing that and someone like you know comes and interrupts you. Okay, then your framing is gone, like you will be like screwed up. Okay, but here it's not that way. You are really focused on what you are, and it like you know it kind of gives you an adrenaline rush. Okay, like that goosebumps will be there. Now I'm gonna hit that space, like you know, and onji race driver now onji feel upon. So that is FPV. FPV is basically first person view. So ite mast pana photographers nagalna bara drone pro-undo. Okay, but I don't know if those are registered. I mean, they are flying it in a legal way. There is nothing called a legal way. You can literally take it out anywhere and fly. But it's, as a citizen of this country, it's your responsibility to you know adhere to the rules of a government. Okay, so I'll just tell you in like you know brief, but ಏನಪ್ಪ rules ಉಂಟು ಪಂಡ. Okay, so firstly you can buy a drone from anywhere. That's fine. Okay, okay, one more thing is if at all you're buying it from abroad, then don't get it to India, because if you are trying to get it through the airports, your drone will be confiscated. So it's always better to buy it here in India. Once you buy it, there is a platform called digitalsky.gov.in. So that is the government's platform. Okay, so there you have to go there, you have to enlist your drone. Enlisting is really simple. Okay, it'll ask you for a few IDs which will be mentioned in the drone. You have to just give those and you'll get a number called UIN. So undencha panda nama gaadi RTO pod gaadi registration manpoate. So it's same thing. You're just letting the government know that you have a drone with this registered number. Okay, so suppose sometimes what happens, no, like not everyone you know follows the rules. ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಫ್ಲೈ ಮನ್ ಪರಿಜ್. I'll tell you what places not to fly. Fly ಮನ್ ಪರಿಜ್, and if at all you fly and your drone is like, if at all they shot down your drone, okay, so gun down mantinda, they'll know based on the serial ID, they'll know to whom does this drone belong to, and you'll be behind the bars. So this is something that you need to do, okay. So if you might ask, if you are asking me, what's going to happen if I don't register the drone and I just fly it like, randomly. So in that case, what's going to happen, you, here udpi kudlod udpi ratiji kudlod uppu, I'm not sure, but fly man, if at all cops come and they ask you, is the drone registered, and if you say no, your drone will be gone, plus you will be imposed with a penalty of 1,75,000 rupees, okay. So and even in the worst cases, if at all exotic location nama UPS ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೂರ ಫ್ಲೈ ಮನ್ ಪರೆಪೊಂಡ, you might be behind the bar for 5 years also. That is also possible. It depends on what the company regulations are. UPS MRPL the ಏನು regulations ಉಂಟು, based on that you will be charged. So ಒಂಜಿ ಡ್ರೋನ್ ದೆತ್ತೆ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ ಪೋಡು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಓಕೆ. ಆ ವಾಯ್ ಬಕ್ಕ ಫ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ಪಾತೆ, ಫ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಮನ್ಪನಾಗ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸಸ್ ಬರಪುಂಡು ಇತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬಕ್ಕ ಕೋರ್ಟ್, then all these industrial areas alpa fly man bridge, okay. If at all you're flying there and you're caught, you are screwed, okay. Legally la screw up, like you might go behind the bars, and also drone confiscate happen, plus you'll be imposed with a penalty, okay. And apart from government offices and industries, you're not supposed to fly at historic places. Suppose Mysore Palace undu, and then Bangalore Tipu Sultan's this thing, the summer palace and all, no, all those places you're not supposed to fly. There are few places which are just the tourist locations, like ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಲ್ಪ ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್ ಬತ್ತೇರಿಪುರ ಉಂಟು, ಓಕೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬರ ಫ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, like the normal the places, no, tourist spots you can fly, but there are few places which are called UNESCO heritage sites, okay, which are reserved kind of, okay. So alpapura fly man parage, okay. Any place which has a rich history, no, Mysore Palace and stuff, you're not supposed to fly there. So alpapura fly man legally issues barpund. And coming to the drone scene in India, even till now government doesn't know what they are doing with the drone policies. Only clear, even the government doesn't know whatever rules that they have framed, those are like, good, okay, those are good. And see, ಕೆಲವು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂಚ ಉಂಡು, they cannot be practically imposed. ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಅವು ಮನ್ಪರ ಆಪ್ they cannot impose those policies. So ಅಂಚಿನ ಡ್ರೋನ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಲ ಉಂಡು, but yeah, there is no clear picture. So from our end, nama ena man panda, as soon as you buy a drone, register with the government, fly legally, fly safe. And one very important thing is, drones would limit to push. You can go up to 500 meters. Don't do that, because especially Udupi Kudlada, Udupi bannaga, once the an aircraft enters the Udupi, Udupi batti Kudla, that is its approach area for the Kudla airport. So Udupi onte dum bannaga descend ara start ammon, okay. And Udupi, it's fine. When you're in Udupi, the aircraft would be at least 5,000-6,000 feet, okay, 4,000-5,000 feet, okay. But Udupi, Kudla close anaga, it will like reduce. It'll be like about 1,000-1,500 feet. Your drone will go up to 1,500 feet, because legal India ena claim man panda, what government says is you're not supposed to fly more than 120 meters, that is 400 feet, because 500 feet it is helicopters fly up, okay. So fly responsible fly man, because your drone fly man panaga, you will have an indication there that your altitude is this much. Fly within those limits, because avedla mithbona you might hit an aircraft also, okay. When you're flying it, it won't show you ki aircraft is coming in this direction, nor the aircraft airplane will know, okay. And your drone is like really tiny, okay, compared to a huge aircraft. So it's pretty obvious that piloting Tojand, okay, when he's flying. So you might hit into your drone might hit into the aircraft, okay. So it's a loss for you. And also, if at all jet engines, no, they suck everything that comes in between, ahead of them. So your drone is there, it sucks it in, the engine will catch fire, okay. The engine is going to go through a failure, and there is a chance that just a pilot's carelessness, onji full jet engine, like it might crash, and also a lot of lives will be lost. There's a lot of risk. So legally 120 meters maximum ate fly manpule, don't go beyond it. That is one thing I would like to say. And from government end, there is no much restrictions. I mean, as I told you again, government itself doesn't know what you do or what they are doing with the drone regulations, but as a responsible flyer, don't go beyond 400 feet and just register your drone with the government. Fly safe, fly responsibly, that's all I would like to say. So to all the budding minds who want to get into this hobby flying. Okay, I won't tell you like specifically drones. It may be anything: drones, planes, RC cars, buggies, anything, boats and all. Just get into it. It's a very good stress buster. So if evenings ನಮ್ಮ if at all highways mani beach ಪೋನಾಗ ಅಲ್ಪ if you go to Mattu beach, just before Mattu beach there's a river, so you'll see a lot of people gala padondu pair, they'll go fishing. So when they are fishing, they are they're like just they won't have any kind of stress, like like even if they have a very bad day, they'll be like their mind will be really clear. So anchane drones fly manage anchane is kind of a stress buster. Okay, so personally talking about me, the day I broke up with my girlfriend, no, okay, like the whole day I was like, the mind was like totally screwed up. But evening 5, no matter what, I just go up and fly. Okay, and when I just flew those 3 packs, like it was just 15 minutes of flying that I did, and like everything was so relaxed. For that 15 minutes of time I was focusing on nothing else except flying these quads. Okay, so similarly your hobby might be anything, like flying planes, flying drones, or RC cars, or anything. Okay, or even if you want to get into like robotics and stuff. Okay, even in the robotics field, no, there are a lot of failures. Like it's not like you come out with something and in the first attempt you're going to do it. It's not that way. There will be a lot of failures coming in your way, but just don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like just have faith in yourself. Have faith in like whatever concept you have. Just hit and like just do it. Because if at all I had given up, because I had failed twice. If at all I had given up that way in the previously, if I had given up, I wouldn't have come to this level. I wouldn't be talking to you guys. I'm still not such a huge guy to speak to you, but I wouldn't have at least reached this like level where I would be wanting to do something creative. Okay, so if at all 2017 and give up on that reverse polarity, whatever I did, ulta padna battery, when I put that battery ulta, okay, reverse polarized it. If I had thought like everything is gone, I can't afford it anymore, if I had given up, I wouldn't have been like this guy who I am right now. So all I want to say is like never give up. Do whatever you feel like is your cup of tea. Like not everyone's interest is like studying, and like not everyone wants to get into like typical professional job. Okay, so mine is like I want to get into a job, but again right now I'm focusing more on to this FPV filmmaking, which to a lot of people would be like what is this, like no one has done it before. Okay, cheap and anywhere. Okay, just chuck it. Okay, if at all you have if at all you have a creative field to specialize in, just go for it. Don't mind don't go on people's words. Your life would be ruined and all that stuff. Just chuck it. Do whatever that feels if at all you have confidence in a field, just go and do it. Rest, it's going to come. Like if you work hard, it's going to come on its own. Success is going to come on its own. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.